Before we dive into today's video, I want to give a quick thanks to everybody that has been subscribing and everybody that drops a thumbs up and drops a comment below. I know you guys probably don't think much of it, but it helps out the channel a lot. So we're gonna give a special shout out to Soraya. So if you're watching this, Soraya, aka Cerillo, as she's known out there in the streets like that. I don't know if she's always hitting the thumbs up because she's under her mom's account, but she's out there watching, so the views count. I think Soraya is my smallest supporter. Let's see if one day we get her in the video, taking some bolts out or doing some around the shop. So yeah, thanks to everybody that's been watching and commenting and doing all that great stuff. And Cerillo, don't forget to thumbs it up. Y'all know the deal. VIP time is over. I'm low-key kind of liking this setup. Like, it all started off as just for the Super Bowl, but it's kind of dope. Over the period of tearing this Canam apart, there's a lot of shit broken, and there's a lot of shit missing, and there's a lot of... All right, I'm gonna stop the cussing, because we got little supporters out there that we gotta not use profanity on. Over the period of tearing this Canam apart, I came across a lot of broken pieces, missing pieces, or just poorly job done. Let's just go with that word. From the last video, the Canam completely looks different now because there has been a lot of stuff that has come off from that video. Parts that have came off of the Canam from the last video you guys saw. All right, speech, thoughts, they're getting better. They're not. I'm feeling under the weather today, so usually my thoughts are already, damn it. My thoughts are already out of whack all the time. And now that I'm a little sick, they're even more. On to the video. To start off, this wire right here. I am gonna say though, that's nothing to do with the previous owner or owners or any of that. This is just from Canam. So this wire right here, first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, the Canam looks naked. It's out there. Like I said, from the last time, I've been feeling a little sick since yesterday or the day before yesterday. So yesterday I just walked into the shop and just started wrenching, try to sweat all that sickness off, and I was just going ham on it, and I didn't pick up the camera. But don't worry, we got the other side that I'm going to do on camera. And just because I was looking for a video on how to take off these plastics off, and I couldn't find one. And I know how to take them off because I've already done it on that one. But I was just curious on how people have done their disassembly, and I couldn't find anything. With that being said, I left the driver's side for the camera. So that's gonna be in another video. I'll disassemble that one. And just in case anybody's ever interested in taking theirs apart, well, it might not be a detailed video, but you would get the point. Back to what we were talking about. Now that I've mentioned that this part is practically naked minus that, this would sit on the rear plastic, which is that one over there. But I'm gonna show you guys, once we assemble this back, a cleaner way to do this. And that's the way I did it on that one. So I no longer put them back on the panels. I'll show you guys a cleaner way. The other thing that was broken on my Canam, and this was not from factory, was my taillights. And I'm gonna show you guys on this one because I already took off the passenger side, but the driver's side is the same. So this one's actually a little better because the bezel at least is like on it. That one was all loose. But the taillight, you guys see this? I think this thing is holding on by a zip tie, and you can actually see it right there. Oh, and I think I just broke it. Well, the taillight is garbijo. And I'll show you guys on this one. Taillight is supposed to clip onto this bezel. Problem is that I think this bezel has all the clips broken. So the taillight just moves around like this, to where on this side, it's not even, it's just, I guess a zip tie was on it. With that being said, these bezels are gonna be garbijo, they're going to the trash, and I'm gonna have to order me a new set. Moving on, You guys obviously see the rusty exhaust. That's another one. The black plastic that was here that was broken, but that one is long gone now. It's probably in some ship on its way to the trash or the ocean or wherever they dump the trash at. So I can't show you guys that one, but you guys saw it on other videos. It was broken. Another piece that was wrong with my Can-Am, I don't know if people saw, but I mentioned it in videos, is the seatbelt on the rear passenger was like locked. So long story short, it was garbaggio. It was trash. It was locked. So that needs to be replaced. I can't show you guys because I already took it off, obviously, but it's over here. The biggest thing was that it's missing a headlight. That's obvious. And this piece was holding on with the zip tie. And this one was holding on with the screw. That's not the OEM hardware, I'll tell you that. This light, I never found the switch to it. And that's because I think they were wired to the headlights because they're tapped into that harness. But this one was unplugged. So you guys can see the plug right there, just hanging. It wasn't even plugged in. The passenger headlight, not only is it missing, but the harness is gone. And you can just see the wires right here. And this plug is a pain in the rear booty to find. And I know that because on mine, I accidentally cut it by accident on the driver's side. I cut the plug by accident, and I had the plug and we were supposed to wire it back up, and I lost the plug. Now that I'm looking for it, I can't find it. So there's other alternatives to getting the headlight wired back up. But as far as OEM, I don't think you can order it. And if I'm wrong and somebody knows where I can order it from, let me know, because I need two of them. One for this one and one for that one. I don't know if through period, how do you say that? Like when you go through the period of time. I don't know if through the journey of writing this thing, that thing got disconnected or somehow, but mirrors weren't connected. Moving on to the switches that were there. One switch, which was the last one, had just loose wires there, which I never found where they went to. They might have been the rock lights or something. None of the rock lights were connected. This rear piece is missing all the rivets. So the front has rivets because it's tight, but the rear part of it is missing the rivets, and this whole piece that was here was missing the rivets as well. I mentioned the sound that was coming out of this side skirt, and it sounded like a soda pop can. I still haven't found the can, but once we take off this side skirt, I'm pretty sure it'll pop up. So everybody drop your guesses on the comments below. Watch it be a water bottle with foil paper. Nah, that thing sounds like aluminum. So the reason that this one came out kind of easy is because none of it was bolted. So I had a few bolts up here, and that's about it. Nothing else. So that one was very easy. When I took mine apart, that thing was a nightmare. Random cut wires everywhere. So I don't even know where these wires are from, but they're just tapped into the headlight switch. So I'm just gonna take a wild guess that that's for that bar that was in the grill. That's probably why it didn't work. Or because of the fact that it just wasn't plugged in. I guess we'll never know because I already took it on. I'm never putting that thing back on. And I guess that's it. I could have sworn there was more, but I guess since I just ran through them so quick, it didn't feel like a lot. Taking it apart yesterday sure felt like a lot of issues. And before we close off this video, shout out to Ronald. He's one of my new subscribers. He just hit me up on Instagram. Maybe one day you can come out in the vlogs too. We can go riding. Obviously, once this thing is nice putly together. That's if we even decide to keep it. But if not, it's okay because we got this one still. So this one ain't going nowhere. And by nowhere, I mean nowhere. Like it's not even going outside the garage because without a windshield, she ain't getting moved. I do have my windshield over here. And I don't know if when we were powder coating and when we had that chemical we used to strip out here, who the heck is calling us during productions? Senor Sandy. Why are you interrupting the vlogs, man?
What vlog?
Making a video, bitch.
A home video?
Yes, a home video.
Oh.
What,
Hey,
what up? Okay, before we got rudely interrupted by Senor Sandeep, whatever we were using to strip at the time, or just the fumes in the air, but it kind of like cracked it. But it's not cracked because this is a polycarbon, or whatever it's called, windshield, so it's almost like plastic. But you could really see it. I don't think the camera picks it up, but it almost looks like spider webs. Someone told me that you can just get, well, they didn't tell me you could just get a blade and scrape it off, but they told me what I could try is wet it with water and soap and then scrape it off with a plastic blade and see if it comes off. But I don't know, seems like a lot of work, but I need a windshield and I might just try it because I'm not trying to spend on another windshield. And my plans were to transfer this windshield to that one, but y'all know what happened with that. So it was one of the issues that this Canam had, and is that the windshield was trash. It was just there. So I ended up selling the windshield and it went off to a good home. Oh, by the way, look at that spider web. All that came off from here. All those wires that are there, useless shit. That was just there. I'm not gonna say useless because some of it was like whips and the Baja light bar and stuff, but 80% of those wires were just, they were just wires in the Canam. With that being said, our time is up. We gotta go for the chonch buds. I gotta get over this sickness because I'm tired of being stuffies or having the stuffies. I feel like SpongeBob when he had the suds.
I don't feel like myself. Don't be silly, Gary. I don't get colds. I get the suds. No, Gary. If I had the suds, I'd have bubbles coming out of me.
I got the suds right now, but we out. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Takes 3 seconds. Peace.